Listening exercise. Directions. In this exercise you will hear several passages. You need to take notes while listening the speaker's speech. After reading the passages and taking notes, answer the multiple-choice questions with the best answer. Text 1. Future of historic air base. RAF Upper Heyford, once the heart of Allied defense against nuclear attack by the USSR, could become a Cold War museum. Historians want parts of the base to be preserved as a heritage center that could show future generations the struggle with Soviet communism in a way no document can. Details of the latest recommendations for Heyford, now being called Heyford Park, have been put forward by English Heritage, which has called for measures to prevent demolition of the irreplaceable military remains. Current thinking comes from a detailed assessment of Cold War infrastructure across England by English Heritage experts. Keith Watson, the chief executive of the North Oxfordshire Consortium, who are to develop part of the site for housing, said they were in full agreement with English Heritage's proposals. He said, "We are quite content with what English Heritage is proposing. It has always been part of our scheme to retain these structures in any event. We are working with English Heritage to agree a consistent plan for the buildings." David Went, English Heritage Inspector of Ancient Monuments, said many Upper Heyford features exemplify historical aspects of national importance about the Cold War. The sheer scale and bare functionality of the structures on the base can illustrate for present and future generations, in a way no document can, the reality of the struggle with Soviet communism, he said. In our view, much of this character would be lost by future ill-thought-out change, and there stands an opportunity to ensure this does not happen. We recognize that preservation of the whole base exactly as it stands today may not be a realistic option, but a sustainable future could be found which balances the need for preservation against other needs. Mr. Went said the English Heritage view was that the future appearance of the base should include the most significant monuments and should keep the open character of the runway area without planting schemes planned by developers. Keep a section of the main runway and the remainder as a grassed avenue. Provide all-weather access to the monuments, preferably by keeping existing base taxiways and perimeter tracks, for visitors or other practical use. Preserve the present landscape balance around the bomb bunkers and quick reaction area. The English Heritage study, submitted to the Planning Inspectorate in advance of the public inquiry into planning wrangles over the base which started at Bodico House yesterday, has revealed that much of the Heyford landscape prior to becoming an airbase was open common or heathland, a feature Cherwell District Council planners would like re-established as a local country park. The council aims to defend the accepted 1,000 home plan which the North Oxfordshire Consortium of Developers wishes to extend to over 5,000 homes. Questions number 1 to 4. 1. Why does English Heritage want to preserve the air base? A. They believe it is still of military importance. B. They think it can show young people something about history. C. There hasn't been proper planning by developers. 2. What do the North Oxfordshire Consortium think? A. They want to build more houses than originally planned. B. They say there is some possibility of keeping the base's original buildings. C. They want to call the base Hayford Park. 3. Which of these proposals does English heritage oppose? A. Planting trees where the runway is currently. B. Making it easy for people to see the important military buildings. C. Not destroying all of the runway. 4. Which would be the best subtitle to the article? A. Fight against communism not over yet. B. Historians and developers clash bitterly. C. Fight to preserve historical document. Text 2. Snake bites boy. 3-year-old Teddy Lassery was napping yesterday in his cowboy outfit yesterday at his family's Fifth Avenue apartment when he shot up in bed screaming. A 3-foot-long black and white snake was coiled around his left arm and had just bitten his pinky. The babysitter freaked out, said Teddy's father, David Lassery, who, along with his wife, Evelyn, was at work when the reptile showed up about 4 p.m. The horrified nanny called 911 and the building's doorman. The doorman and 2 cable TV workers helped pry the snake off the boy's arm and stow it in a garbage bag, Lassery said. Police rushed Teddy to Mount Sinai Medical Center, where his parents said he spent 2 hours attached to a heart monitor as a precaution in case the snake was poisonous. It wasn't. Experts at the Snakebite Treatment Center at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx, where cops took the critter, determined it was a non-venomous California king snake. But how did it end up in Teddy's bed? A little sleuthing determined that the serpent had escaped 2 weeks ago from its cage in the apartment of a doctor whose family lives 4 floors below the Lasseries. The apologetic owner said his son's pet snake likely traveled up the radiator pipes and into his neighbor's apartment. It's a very docile, very harmless snake, he said. It's handled by our family all the time. Lassery, 42, a fine arts publisher, said he believed the pet was simply hungry after 2 weeks of cruising. Teddy's mother, Evelyn Lassery, 37, said her son seems to have gotten over his fright by thinking of himself as a hero cowboy as he rode in the back of the police cruiser to the hospital. I told Teddy he's a pretty snake, a nice pet snake who got out of his cage, Evelyn Lassery said. But he asked, why did he bite my finger, Mama? And I said, because he saw that you are a big boy, Teddy, in your cowboy outfit and he got scared. Questions number 5 to 8. 5. What did the babysitter do? A. She ran out of the apartment. B. She took the snake off Teddy's arm. C. She called for help. 6. What do we learn about the snake? It was poisonous. B. It had escaped from a zoo. C. It was about a meter long. 7. Which of these statements is true? A. Teddy was awake when the snake arrived. B. Teddy's father was working and his mother was at home. C. The snake is used to being touched. Point 8. What does Teddy think now of the snake attack? A. He was attacked because the snake was scared of him. B. He was attacked because he was asleep. C. He was attacked because the snake was hungry. Text 3. Couple sue TV station. The couple banished from the hit reality series Temptation Island because they are parents of a young child have sued the production company and Fox TV for defamation, claiming that producers knew about the toddler all along. Tossie Patterson and Tade Watson claim in their Los Angeles Superior Court lawsuit that producers edited an episode of the hit show to make it appear that they had concealed their status as parents and then chastised them on the air in an extremely condescending and humiliating manner. A spokeswoman for Rocket Science Laboratories, the show's producers, referred calls regarding the lawsuit, which was filed on Wednesday, to Fox, which said it would have a statement later in the day. Patterson, 34, and Watson, 29, were among 4 couples sent last season to an island off Belize in the Caribbean to film Temptation Island, which separates the partners and sets each person up on dates with attractive singles to see who will cheat. Patterson and Watson were booted off the show midway through the season after the network said it had discovered that they had a 2-year-old child together, making their further participation inappropriate. The couple claims in their lawsuit, which seeks unspecified damages, that they revealed the existence of their child when asked during preliminary interviews with Rocket Science and were told that that was the wrong answer. Patterson and Watson claim that Temptation Island producers decided that it would boost the show's ratings if the child's existence was suddenly revealed during a broadcast. During that broadcast, the couple claims, hours of conversation between them and producers was edited and manipulated to create a false impression that they had kept their child's secret. The footage was edited to exclude plaintiffs' responses to the producers' questions and falsely portrayed plaintiffs as mischievous and immoral, and that they had in fact concealed the existence of their own child and that they had nothing to say about it in the face of this disgraceful tongue-lashing, the lawsuit claims. Questions number 9-10. Directions for number 9-10. Read each statement below carefully and decide the answer is true or false. 9. The program mentioned is successful. A. True. B. False. 10. The 4 couples go on dates with each other to see what happens. A. True. B. False. The end of the session.